For my Moody self-portrait, I'm going to begin by toning my background with a cool color because I'm going to end up adding a lot of warm colors into my face. I'm going to start off by sketching my face out with a darker color blue and just kind of blocking out all of my features. Y'all, I know I look stern in the photo, but I was just very tired and it just helps for more of a moody picture, so it worked out in my favor. Now that everything is sketched out, I'm going to be adding in my shadows. I am mixing my own black by using red, phthalo blue, yellow, and a little bit of brown. I'm just blocking out large sections of my face where it's going to be the darkest. Part of my process is to create layers, so even if these areas aren't going to remain this dark, I'm going to go ahead and leave a dark layer so that it gives some depth to the colors that I apply on top of it. To create the moodiness in my painting, I'm exaggerating the lights and the darks. I'm also using quick brush strokes throughout the painting. I'm going to refine some of the areas, but for the most part, I'm going to leave a lot of the brush strokes to create more emotion. By exaggerating the lights and the darks, I am creating more contrast, which also helps to create more of a mood. Now I've mixed some red into my black and warmed it up and lightened it, and I'm going to block out more of the midtones. To go another shade lighter, this time I'm adding some yellow. I'm going to be filling in the lightest parts. By adding my skin tone, I'm taking the brightness up. I've made my skin tone by adding white to my mixture. Almost always, whenever mixing a skin tone, you'll use a combination of red, yellow, and blue, and then a little bit of white depending on how light or dark you need to make it. Don't be afraid to let colors live next to each other when you put them on your canvas. You don't have to blend every single color. Leaving your mark as a painter is always going to be an exciting part of the process and the finished product. Now I'm adding a lighter layer over the dark values that I put on earlier, and this layer is a little more closer to a skin tone. I've lightened it up and I've thinned it out with some water just so I can still see some of that darkness underneath and it still kind of looks like skin. Part of the point of this project is to not get tied up in all of the details and making it look super realistic. You're really going for the mood. And by going for the mood, you really don't need to be concerned with whether or not everything is perfect. What I want to see from you is that you've had fun, you've experimented with your colors and the way you've applied the paint to the surface, that you're looking at your lights and your shadows, and you're really creating an emotion in your final piece. Now I'm adding in the brightest areas on the painting. I'm putting a really light layer that I'm going to kind of blend in a little bit with the paper towel, adding some details like my earring, my white hair, and some highlights in the eyes. I wanted a darker undertone on my forehead, so I applied this dark value and I'm kind of wiping it down with the paper towel, and I'm going to go over it with another lighter value just so I can have a little more roundness on my forehead. Your turn, go have fun.